Guys, I am so excited to show you how I updated this mobile home door. And you can't get anything special, can't get anything that looks this nice in a mobile home, but I use these picture frames. And trust me, you are going to want to know how to do this from the Dollar Tree. Nothing has to be level in an unlevel house. I can tell you that for sure. I bought 12 of these. This is a picture frame and I'm taking the glass out of it and you're gonna see what I'm fixing to make. Is it plastic? I got some more caulking because this is gonna go for the project as well. So I have 12 8x10s and this is what I'm going to use for this project. Now it looks like this, 8x10s, and they're white and they're plastic on the back, but they are already white. So I'm going to take the glass out and the pins out. These pins right here. I'm just going to use needle nose pliers.
I have to.
Yeah. Okay, I just have a Leatherman right here, so do it with one hand. Make sure you take it out before you bend it so it can stay straight, because it's just useless work if you don't take it out. So you want to wiggle it because you don't want to break this apart, and it'd be much easier if I had two hands, but you want to wiggle it and pull it out straight. Lord have mercy. Actually, I'm not sure. This might be very, very, very low quality wood, or maybe it's a composite wood, but it, like, I could put my finger in it and it bends like wood. And in the joint here, you can see it's pretty, this is a pretty good construction for one of these cheap frames now. I believe it is some kind of wood. Anyway, just gonna take this and wiggle it back and forth and pull straight out. And I'm gonna save these because sometimes you'll get a picture frame that needs a little extra hold on it. So I'm just gonna pull all of these out, being real careful not to break the glass, because maybe I can have some kind of painting project for the kids. Maybe they can make stained glass window or something, you know, and put it outside or something. I don't know. But I'm just taking the whole thing out, putting it right here, saving it for later. I'm not gonna put the glass together. I don't want it to break. But look how nice they look. Now I did get something else to go here in the crack if it's gonna have a crack in it. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute, but I don't think I'm gonna have to use it. And it's already white and it looks like it's gonna be easy to paint over, so I'm super happy about these. But here's 3 of them now. We're gonna see how that looks in a minute. Okay, as you can see behind me, on this plain janky door, I've put the white, and of course it doesn't match with the white, but it is white, so I don't have to paint over black. And I was gonna get this one right here. You can see our friend Shannon painted this picture for Raphael and Abigail. So this is a 9x10 frame. I didn't want to paint black. I can paint white though. I got this caulk also from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to put 6 going down. And you can see I have a picker in my house. That person has picked. And we are going to caulk all of this in afterwards. I got the second one here. Hadar's trying to...
It is not level.
Do technical things with my stuff here. But I'm just gonna put it up. Looks pretty good. And I just put caulking. It has 2 rows here on this particular frame. And it's not wood, by the way, because I got one that was broken. It's like a composite, plastic, wood-looking composite stuff. I don't know what it is. But I'm putting the caulk on both of these.
I have seen people who are not professionals use caulk, so I suggested it to Andrea. Even if it's little amounts, it'll keep it there forever. It will never come off. Caulk is something I use in my room as well in the military.
So when I'm done, when this is all like dry and staying for good, I may come in with some caulking here.
Yeah.
and around the door, and maybe even putty in some of this.
If you're going to paint, that's not a problem. Exactly. Yeah. If you're already planning on painting.
Yeah, this is going to be painted, but I'm glad that it's white, even if it don't match, because we need to repaint this.
So I used to give it 24 hours at base.
Yeah.
And then my caulk would just dry, and I had something with pressure on it.
So personal.
So I would apply pressure to it, whatever I could, and it would never come off, ever. If you have pressure on caulk...
Just put your caulk on here.
Yeah, so that's...
So this is all I'm doing, basically just smearing it on.
And you're doing 2 rows, right?
I'm doing 2 rows. It's sticking really well, but my son is in bed right now, and I have to tell him, hey, don't yank the door tonight when you have to use the bathroom.
You could. It's already half dry when you put it there.
I don't know about that.
Things
don't like to work for me.
Well...
If it works, I'm always so surprised. But I think this is like, we were going to get panel doors. This is a mobile home. You can't just go and buy a panel door. It doesn't work that way.
It's an old one, too.
You have to buy a $500 door that goes in a mobile home, and ain't nobody about to do that. You can't just buy a $40 hollow core bore door. You have to buy a $500 door. Makes sense, right? I put too much caulk on here. I'm going to turn it around. Okay. So the good thing about this house is I can do whatever I want to it and not mess it up.
Because it's already messed up.
But the freedom of being able to do whatever you want. I'm going to put 6 of them on there. I think this is a good start so far.
So, all the way down.
I should space it out, shouldn't I?
Asking me advice after you've already started?
Well, I'm not asking you advice. I'm commenting on what I should do, not what I'm gonna do. Ain't nobody got time for that. Come on now. Now I bought 12 of these, so I could do 2 doors. I think I'm gonna do the bathroom door as well if this turns
this one
out.
behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see you bought a bunch of stuff today.
Did I?
It's on there, so yeah, I guess. Hello.
Those are all of our jackets right there that I found. I gave them to my mom. I was looking in the bag because I thought that I had only, 2 little clothes in there.
Raphael was gonna pop a vein today, or yesterday. He kept repeating it. There's stuff everywhere on the dryer. Stuff. I was like, what stuff? Is it dirt? What is it? Is it maggots? What's on the... There's stuff. There's stuff everywhere.
Oh, it's everywhere. I have to wash them and then hang them back up because they were in storage. Hadar's like, I don't want these clothes anymore, because they're from like 20 years ago. Actually, like 10 years ago when we visited Florida. And I had my mom keep stuff. They don't fit him anymore and he ain't trying to get into them. So I was giving them to my mom. And then I realized like 3 clothes down, there's our clothes for wintertime. I was like, I don't know what I did with, and I finally found my sheets, but I'm missing like 2 fitted sheets and a briefcase.
You also
thing that go on your head.
Yeah.
I'm missing 2 fitted sheets.
It's somewhere. And my shoes.
But like here's when you're doing your house, when you're organizing your house, you put stuff, you stuff everywhere. And then you find it like 6 months later when you're actually organizing and not pretending to organize. So let's put this one on.
You also haven't talked about the cow picture over there.
Oh yeah, I got...
Now instead of a mirror.
A cow picture instead of a mirror. And I think I'm going to put the mirror that I took down from there, I think I'm going to put that outside. We're going to have a... Look how dirty that door is.
That cannot be level. I can't be here.
Nothing has to be level in an unlevel house. I can tell you that for sure. I mean, I only got 2 more to do. And then I can come in tomorrow, start caulking, quick, and have a wet finger and wipe, let it dry, and then paint, and then we'll have like, look how fancy our doors are. We haven't had fancy doors since Israel.
Since 2016-ish.
And then we won't have this looking down the hallway at me.
I hate that.
Staring my failure right in my face.
That's not your failure. You can possibly tell somebody's going to do that because the door it's nearly always open.
It was painted. It was so nice.
Yeah, it's nearly always open, so it opens inwards towards their room, and you just can't tell what a kid's going to do.
That might be too much. I might not do that. I might just leave this one alone. Nobody looks at that door anyway, but we see this one all the time, all the way down the hallway. So
it's embarrassing.
It is. But I think this is going to look really cute. And there, it was a $6 thing plus $1 caulk, so it was $7 instead of $42 for the very cheapest door that is hollow core. That when you cut it, it's got 2 pieces of glue on and nothing else, so you could kick it and it would break. So
okay,
let me finish this and you can see the finished. Okay, this is what it looks like before caulking and paint. I'm gonna go away, let it dry overnight, come back, caulk it, paint it. It's just sitting here with some caulking on it. Looks pretty good already. When I go down the hallway, tell me I need a level. You can just eyeball it. Nothing in life is perfect. What we strive for here is good enough. Okay guys, it's another day. I have put on some caulking and I almost used all of it. But honestly, it's not a good idea because look how much I have to fill. And I initially thought, let me get this thread from Dollar Tree. It was, it's like, you know, that stuff that you tie stuff off with. So I got 40 foot of it. And I was going to initially just stuff it in here and paint over it. But I have, let's see, there's my paint. I have a ton of this left, so I'm just gonna scoop it in the hole. See what one strip of the caulking did. I'm just going to put it all the way around all of these. It's gonna be a lot of work, but hopefully I won't have to sand it at all, and I'll just start in on it. But I caulked this. So I caulked this already, and it's gonna look great when it's painted.
Okay, so I eventually got into a pretty good groove with this. This took me probably 15 minutes or so to do all 6 of them all the way around. And what you want to do is like slap a lot on there. Don't keep adding to it. Just like slap it all in there, get it all done, and then clean it up. After the first coat of this, it's going to crack just a little, and that's fine if you want to leave it like that. You could sand it and do another coat of it. What I did was just paint it over the crack and just stuffed more paint into it. Since the paint is going to be more flexible than this joint compound, this is just stuff that I had left over from like a project 2 years ago. It's still good. I just mixed it up. Really, really inexpensive, by the way. But anyway, this will crack, and it doesn't really matter because it's in the crack. Just drip off more paint than you normally would. But with the paint, you have to make sure you don't have any runs because that will ruin your entire project.
Okay, I'm going to have just very minimal sanding. What I'm gonna do is just, I probably won't sand it at all, but I'm gonna go in and get all the extra that I got on here and just wipe it off with a wet rag and try not to touch the inside of here, but wipe it off as best I can because this is not self-leveling. So any spot here, even these nicks, I'm gonna have to do some kind of fill-in for that, or maybe just paint them first or put 2 coats on them, I don't know. But any spot that you see on here is going to translate through in the paint. So all of this has to come off of here. And if there's anything that is stray, it needs to be pulled off and smoothed down. But I got like 10 more minutes of work probably to wipe this off, and then I will let it dry and start the paint. All cleaned up, ready to be painted. Just gonna wait until that is dry, and I need my helper to get up, so I'm waiting on that too. To paint this, I'm using Valspar Satin Interior and Exterior Cabinet and Furniture oil enriched enamel, but it's like a regular paint. It's very, very strong, durable for cabinets. This is what I used on my top cabinets in my kitchen, and they're doing really good. I have a little roller, and I believe this is a door roller. And my pan, got my opener here, and a brush. I'm gonna use a brush as little as possible just to get around the picture frames. And a stir.
Okay, great. So my paint actually clumped up down at the bottom because I bought this like a year ago. Although I have kept it in the house, the top of the lid rusted and it is clumped down at the bottom. I am so disappointed in that. But it's really good paint. The woman recommended it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna keep scraping for another probably 20 minutes. I don't know how long I was sitting here, but I was scraping and doing all kinds of things to it. Trying to fix it. Yeah, you see that big old clump? But I did end up using this paint, and I did mix it up as well as I could have. I should have took it to the store, but you know, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so here comes the fun part. I'm really gonna try to go over the parts that need more paint right now. Just make sure that they have at least one coat, because these are probably gonna take like 4 coats. Trust me, I already know because I did it and it's done. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go over this probably 4 times, just the parts that need work. And I'm gonna go over it with a brush, and I'm going to kind of stipple it on with the tips of the brush to give it a little bit of texture, like the nap would from a roller. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait until it dries a little bit and then dry brush the white paint on. And basically you want to just dry brush the picture frames because they are already finished. They're a product that is made to be wiped down, and it has a surface on it that's already finished. So if you don't want your paint to come off, you're gonna have to like do a really good job painting them, but also make sure that you watch for runs, because this paint, even though I was kind of dry brushing it on, it kept wanting to run on me, so I would have to go back and wipe the runs up. The runs will be super noticeable, so you must wipe them up as soon as you see them.
Now this was all done with just a brush, and I pretty much had to dry brush it on. I'm afraid that these, see, I dry brushed this, I'm like cross hatched it so it doesn't have like dramatic lines in it with a dry brush. And this is that great big spot that hopefully you will not be able to see when I do roller it on. But I also dry brushed, and it doesn't matter because this is supposed to actually be wood, so if it has lines in it, it's okay. And I dry brushed 2 coats, so it does have like streaks in it. And I'm going to wait for this to dry, come back. I may use the brush again. I'm gonna wash my brush out. I may use the brush again and go over it again and then use the roller. It may need another coat. Like I can kind of see that it's a dark shape, and that one's just got 1 coat on it. But you can see this is like 3 semi-dry coats with a very dry brush, and that's just 1. So we'll see. I'll come back when it's dry. I'm back, and this is like the 5th day. So today I'm going to stir up this paint, which has settled again and it's kind of yellow. I'm just going to dip this right in there like this, and then, you know, ooh, my hand is shaky. This is heavy. Roll it off into this roller. So I'm not going to like dip a bunch of paint in here because I want it kind of dry. I don't want it like fully saturated because it is a door. I don't want any runs in it. And it's got a lot of stuff to get attached to run. And I've had to be very careful of not having any runs. So I'm going to brush it first again. This is about 3 coats of very dry brushing right here on this big spot that was ripped off. So I'm gonna get to it.
I ended up rolling this twice one day and one the next day. I made sure that it was fully dried before I just went over it, and I was just very careful just to put a texture on it and to combine the two colors of white because one was yellowish.
It's about good or good enough, just like that. There's not that much on there, but if I were to put this on right now, it would definitely run, so just be aware of that.
Okay, here it is, the finished product, and I'm so happy. I don't think I'm gonna do another door, but this is good enough for us. We have to look down the hallway at this door, so having that big open gap in the paint was really distressing to both of us. But now it looks super good. If you like this, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Check out our other videos and our other channels where we daily vlog every single day on Fully Living. Leave us a comment to let us know you were here. Have a great day.